denied all claims against him, saying those encounters were consensual. And also in court today, a police officer from Westchester County who is charged with stalking and sexually abusing a woman. This is the wrong video here. While he was on duty, 33-year-old Michael Agavino works with the Peekskill Police Department. He's accused of repeatedly visiting a woman with a learning disability and assaulting her. That woman says she recorded one of those encounters. Agavino has now been placed on administrative leave.
Well, a group of federal judges will reportedly hold an emergency meeting today in the Roger Stone case. There are concerns about the Justice Department's intervention in politically sensitive cases. That's according to USA Today. And all this comes as more than 2,000 former prosecutors and Justice Department officials signed a statement calling on Attorney General William Barr to resign. Barr was involved in the reduced sentence recommendations for longtime Trump associate Roger Stone.
New this morning, police are investigating an overnight shooting in South Jamaica, Queens. A 19-year-old woman was shot in the chest in Queens, but she and her injuries, in fact, are non-life-threatening. She was taken to the hospital and is expected to be okay. Police are still looking for the shooter there. And new video this morning of a robbery at a smoke shop on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. One man distracted that employee at the counter while the second pulled a rifle, and then demanded cash from the register. They got away with $3,500 as well as 30 packs of cigarettes and a cell phone. The good news here, nobody was injured.
Well, 11 people are now being treated for carbon monoxide poisoning in the Bronx. It comes after the boiler at residential buildings there in the Fordham Manor section malfunctioned. 7 residents were overcome by carbon monoxide. 4 EMS workers were also sick, and luckily the alarms were working and likely saved lives.
6:09 and happening today. Public Advocate Jumaane Williams will hold an information session on bail reform, something we've talked a lot about. It comes as debate about the new law really heats up. Tonight's session will take place in Harlem at 230 West 125th Street, and that's at 6:30 p.m.
Well, this morning, NASCAR driver Ryan Newman is in serious condition but expected to survive after a major wreck during the Daytona 500. Check out this video. It shows the moment Newman tried to defend his first-place position during the race's final lap. He swerved, then slammed into a wall before his car tumbled down on the track. Newman trending on Twitter after that crash, with many, including President Trump, offering prayers and support. But you could see him on the top of that vehicle just sliding down the track for quite some time.
All right, a hearing will be held today in bankruptcy court for Pier 1. Remember that store? The company filed for Chapter 11 yesterday after reporting $59 million in losses. It has really been struggling to compete with online retailers. Pier 1 says it will try to find a buyer with a March 23rd deadline for submitting bids. Last month, the company announced it was closing 450 stores.
And if you've been seeing more film crews around town lately, you're not alone. The mayor's office says the entertainment industry is booming in New York City. The increase comes as the demand for streaming content grows. In 2002, about 10 TV shows were filmed in the city. Last year, that number spiked to 73 due to a tax credit that reimburses production companies for filming in New York.
I love when shows film in New York.
Yeah.
6:11, motivation to save, how online saving tools are actually keeping people working towards their financial goals.
And another incident of subway graffiti. This train covered from top to bottom, and some say this is a safety concern for all riders.
Plus, the number of coronavirus cases continues to grow at an alarming rate. We have the latest statistics coming up.
And enjoy this warm Tuesday before a cool down. Meteorologist Byron Miranda is tracking the radar. His full forecast is next.
Gotta tell you what to do. Yeah.
All right, 6:14 on your Tuesday morning. Yesterday warmed up quite nicely outside.
Yeah, it was nice out. Meteorologist Byron Miranda tracking your forecasting how long that will last.
Everybody else was going like 47, 48, but we said we were going 50, right?
Yep,
and we went up to 51, and that was a beautiful day. Not today, though, because temperatures, while we may get up to 50, we got clouds. It won't be as nice as yesterday, but still above average. Now, we're seeing snowflakes flying, as you can see, north and west of us, but it's not going to hit us. 39. We're too warm for it to really hit the ground. 39 is the temperature in the city. We're at 40 in Hoboken, 33 Armont. Your temperature on Long Island is 36 degrees. There's the system. You know, it looks kind of ragged, right? Look at it. Look at it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not that impressive. So what I'm going to tell you right now is that we're going to use the storm tracker. I'm going to get into your neighborhoods hour by hour. This is at 10. It says light rain possible. That is not a soaker. That'll get you wet, but it'll take forever for it to really get you soaked. All right, through 1:30, the same thing, because you see the light green over South Brooklyn and Jersey City. That again is light rain. And through 2:30, this model, the HER model number 1, we call it the HER because it updates hourly. So we'll be seeing all morning if this is going to change, but the system looks rather weak. It's just enough rain to get on the roads, mess up the roads, and enough to maybe mess up your clothes for a little bit. The story will be the winds. All right, today's Tuesday. We've got winds out of the southeast as opposed to a westerly breeze. Southeast is better than a north wind, but it's going to be windy. All right, it's going to be windy today, windy later today, windy Wednesday, and windy Thursday. So let's go today, 50 for Little Italy. Not feeling as great as yesterday, but still above average with clouds and the chance of rain. Jersey City, 52. Levittown, 48. So upper 40s to low 50s possible today. And then things change drastically as the winds shift. See, I was saying windy Wednesday. The winds out of the northwest, that means it's a Canadian air mass over us, and that'll drop the temperatures quickly because we're going to go from 50 today to feeling like 22 tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Going from 52 and wet today in Jersey City to feeling like 21 degrees tomorrow night at 9 p.m. That's your wind chill tomorrow night, so you know the temperatures are going to be much colder tomorrow night. 50 today, 45 tomorrow, and then the coldest day will be the beginning of the day on Friday at 8 for a wind chill, Marissa.
6:16. Let's go ahead and get you up to the road traffic now. So we'll start off on the New Jersey Turnpike. This is going to be northbound as you get ready to head onto the western spur at 1 and 9. The right lane blocked. It's a disabled truck out there. You're noticing a delay almost back towards 78. And then even then you have a little bit of delay getting towards 78, but very minor slowdowns. Overall, roads are looking pretty quiet at this early hour. With our rails, everything is back to a normal weekday schedule. We had those service changes yesterday because of the holiday. Everything is running on time so far and looking good. And if you're going to be jumping on any of the buses, whether it's New Jersey Transit or MTA buses, everything running on time, discounting any potential delays you could see just because of volume out there, right? Alternate side of the street parking, that's in effect today citywide. Meter rules also apply. Dan, Betty, back to you.
All right, thank you, Marissa. 6:17 right now happening today. MTA officials, they are expected to make an announcement about subway and commuter rail performance. The event will be held at the Fulton Center Station in Lower Manhattan. And this will be the last update with Andy Byford as transit president, although he's not expected to attend. Byford's last day on the job is this Friday. Dan?
All right, so a watchdog group says 11 subway cars were found covered in graffiti over the weekend, now raising questions about the safety and security of the system. Okay, so this is what the train actually looked like. Look at this, covered from top to bottom here in this graffiti. It happened at Jamaica Train Yard in Queens. Progressive Action is an advocacy group for transit workers. Now, they also posted video of this train last week at a train yard in Manhattan. So the group says it's a red flag that people have too much time, this is the post, to access subway cars and vandalize crimes. Look how big this train is and how long that must have taken to actually spray paint it.
It's becoming quite common. We see them coming through the stations. We see them in the yard.
The MTA said in a statement that graffiti incidents are down from 2019, that it has zero tolerance for the vandalism that takes trains out of service.
So a video of a group boarding the subway while riding motorcycles, look at this, has prompted a police investigation. The footage was shared on social media. It reportedly happened in December, according to an announcement heard in the video. This happened at the Rockefeller Center subway station. The group can be seen on the motorbikes you see right there, waiting to board the train on the subway platform. Then they ride straight on to that train. That is wild. I'm surprised no one said anything.
All right, well, today in Manhattan, a ribbon cutting will be held to mark the official opening of the new Highline Station Post Office. It will be the new home for former post office box holders from the Port Authority station, and there will be about 75 additional post office boxes for rent. The full post office services are available, and a self-service kiosk is set to be installed next month.
All right, so 6:19 right now. See the new police tool dogs can use to help quickly track down a missing person. It's being put to good use, actually, in Jersey.
Plus, coronavirus cases continue to grow at staggering rates. This as the U.S. prevents some passengers from coming into the country in an effort to keep things contained.
And a new study links a child's bedtime with risk of obesity. See the importance of a regular routine.
When I see my baby boo shit, I get foolish. Smack a nigga that tries to pursue it. Homeboy, she taking, just move it. I asked you.
23 minutes past the hour. China is reporting nearly 2,000 new cases and about 100 more deaths related to the coronavirus. Here are the latest numbers. In China, there are now more than 72,000 cases of the virus. Almost 1,900 people have died. This outbreak, though, is leading to fears in the U.S., as many of you are well aware of. The Trump administration has prevented at least 140 travelers from entering the country in an effort to stop the spread of this illness. Meanwhile, Delta Airlines says it is reaching out to passengers who recently traveled on one of its flights between Honolulu and Japan. The airline says 2 passengers on that flight were being treated for coronavirus. This comes after more than 300 Americans are back in the U.S. after their cruise ship was under quarantine. More than 400 people on the cruise were infected.
It's amazing. I have nothing but gratitude for the immense effort that was put into getting us all back home. It's been exhausting. It's been really emotional. It's been confusing.
All right, we'll keep you posted on that one. 624, and the world's richest man committing part of his fortune to fighting climate change. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos launching a $10 billion initiative to address the crisis. The fund will support scientists, activists, and non-governmental organizations working on environmental issues. Bezos announced the program on Instagram with a post saying climate change is the biggest threat to the planet.
New Jersey officials have issued an overdose alert for Sussex County after 11 drug-related deaths were reported last month. In December, officials reported only 4 deadly overdoses and say the increase for January is alarming. So if you suspect someone is experiencing an overdose, call 911 immediately.
624, and a New Jersey Police Department using a new tool to help its canine dogs track down some missing people. Listen.
The longer we spend looking for a scent article, minutes count, right? The average person can walk 4 miles, 3 to 4 miles in an hour. So if it takes us an hour, 2 hours to find a good scent article, you're now well ahead of us.
So it's called Find 'em Scent Safe, and it comes in a DVD-like case. Maywood police say the box will keep any scent fresh for up to a year. Residents can get their kit for free by stopping by the department. Pix 11 Charlotte Chan will have much more on this story in the 7 o'clock hour this morning.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
All right, 625 right now. So to come, we're going to introduce you to Shaniqua Lewis. She wrote a book to inspire kids in public housing. It's called Summer Housing Boy, Short Stories of an Inner City Kid.
And plus the secret to sticking with your savings goal, why online banking tools are proving to be an effective motivator to save. Plus this.
New this morning, 4 small children among the victims in a Bronx apartment building overcome by carbon monoxide. We'll let you know who found them all passed out inside their apartment and what caused it straight ahead.
So why would you fight or try to deny the way that you feel? Oh, baby, you can't fool me. Nobody's got other plans. So stop pretending you're shy. Just come on and dance, 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 dance.
Live from 42nd and 2nd, this is New York's very own Pix 11 Morning News.
All right, approaching 6:30 right now on this Tuesday morning, and here are some of the things we're working on for this half hour.
Yes, breaking political news. Former mayor presidential hopeful Michael Bloomberg has qualified for tomorrow's debate in Nevada. A new poll out this morning has Bloomberg with 19% of the vote, second only to Senator Bernie Sanders. Now, this will be the first time Bloomberg would join his fellow candidates on the debate stage. All
right, plus carbon monoxide scare in the Bronx. A mother comes home to find her entire family passed out, including 4 children. They're among 11 people taken to the hospital. We are live with an update for you.
And in just a few hours, jury deliberations begin in the Harvey Weinstein case. They're going to decide his fate on 5 sex crime charges.
But first, let's get you out the door. Look at your forecast. Meteorologist Byron Miranda says the umbrella is needed today.
That is true. And what we're talking about today is, temperatures. Ooh. We're talking about temperatures a little bit cooler than yesterday because it's going to feel that way because of the cloud cover and the chance of rain. You're seeing snow north of us, right? We put this into motion. Most of that's not hitting the ground, but we won't see the snowflakes here. We're just too warm. This is one weak frontal system that I'm going to storm track for you when I come back, hour by hour, let you know when it's going to hit you. If you're leaving right now, I'll tell you, if you're not getting back till 2 or 3, take the umbrella with you. 39 for the city at this hour, 40 in Harrison. We're down in Bed-Stuy, in Brooklyn at 37, in the Bronx, 38 degrees. If you're in Staten Island, your temperature is 36. Afternoon, morning commute. You know what? We're going to green light this morning. We'll change that. We'll yellow light this afternoon because there is some light rain in the forecast. See, one model indicates that, what I'm thinking is that we're going to get up to 50. It agrees. So we'll say 50 today, though it won't feel as good as yesterday because of the rain and the cloud cover. When I come back, we're going to talk about an 8, Marissa. Feeling like 8 degrees. I send it to you.
That sounds miserable. 6:31 right now. Let's go ahead and talk about the situation on the New Jersey Turnpike. So we're back out here. That earlier disabled vehicle cleared out of the way that was heading onto the western spur of the Turnpike. That cleared. So now the crash on the eastern spur, this just popping up, blocking the left lane right near exit 15. So it is prompting a very heavy delay, a delay that was already there, now back towards 78 that you had those slowdowns. So if you're trying to get towards the Lincoln Tunnel, Tom's going to have an update on Route 3 and the tunnel coming up in a second. If you are traveling into the Holland Tunnel, you'll notice the delay starting to pick up on the Pulaski Skyway. And that live look right here, notice traffic not moving fast. 78 is going to be the faster approach, I think, but overall about 10 to 15 to get through. So not bad yet, but it is getting there, and it'll get there quick, I think. With our rails right now, everything on or close to schedule across the board, back to a regular weekday schedule, and buses also looking good right now. Alternate side of the street parking, it's in effect today citywide. Let's take it up to Tom. He is in Air 11, and he is also in New Jersey watching the roads. He's over Route 3, right? Route 3 this time, Tom?
That is correct, Marissa. It looks like everybody's back to a weekday schedule here, too, on the eastbound side of Route 3. Lots of stop-and-go volume already from the Garden State Parkway right on here toward Route 21. That's the Route 21 interchange, 21 moving from left to right there, and the Parkway coming right toward you, or I should say Route 3 coming right toward you there from the Parkway in toward Route 21. More delays, as you said, as you continue past the Meadowlands right in toward the inbound side of the Lincoln Tunnel. We are live over Route 3. I'm Tom Kaminsky in Air 11. Betty and Dan, back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Tom. 6:32 right now. Developments this morning in that carbon monoxide scare in the Bronx. Pix 11's Anthony DeLorenzo has just learned that a mother came home to find members of her family passed out from the gas. They are part of the 11 people being treated for carbon monoxide poisoning. We go to Fordham Manor with more on this story. Anthony joins us live. I guess there were no working detectors in the rooms.
We're told that there were carbon monoxide detectors in the building. However, if they actually went off, it's unknown. Specifically, it doesn't appear that was the case in this one apartment when this mother, so terrifying, came home to find everyone just passed out. All 6 of her family members, including her 4 small children, all inside unconscious 12 hours ago. Now, they just returned home within the last few minutes. All the kids under 7 years old, including a baby, suffered from carbon monoxide poisoning. Maria Sanchez told us one of her daughter's heart stopped and was miraculously revived. First responders rushed to the 5-story building on Decatur Avenue in East 195th Street last night and found 7 people in total suffering from carbon monoxide poisoning. But when they responded, 4 more EMS workers were also sickened from the high levels of gas that's known as the silent killer. Each person has been treated at Jacoby Hospital, which has the area's best emergency care for victims of CO. But after the family was treated, we just saw them as they returned home. Clearly, though, they are terrified to be in that apartment after what happened.
I was in the hospital getting checked out, but then I found my sister and kids in the apartment. They were all passed out. I took my daughters, they were throwing up, and I took them to the hospital.
We checked city records, and it reveals that the building has 3 open violations for the boiler unit dating back to 2014, and firefighters believe that's exactly what the culprit was that led this poisonous gas to fill up inside of the building. Again, the residents have been allowed back inside. The place has been aired out. However, the heat and hot water has been turned off until the problem is fixed. Live in the Bronx, I'm Anthony DeLorenzo, Pix 11.